So today we'll be looking at Celis Neos. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's from the Mermail Discord. If you want to join the Mermail discussion Discord, by the way, aka the Abyss, link in the description. It'll be in the description of all my videos. He joined my server and he says, "Hey guys, I figured out Mermail. I figured out a way make it really consistent. This deck's really good." And I asked him if he would allow me to showcase his deck on my channel and show some of his replays. He didn't link me a replay. And I want to talk about his deck because I think it's a really interesting theory. And I feel like even if all these like crazy Mermail theories that I talk about, whether it's the Guard Dragon stuff to this, even if they don't end up actually being played in any Mermail decks, even if they don't end up being viable, I do think they're still really fun to talk about because there's just so many crazy things you can do with this deck. So go over the deck list very, very quickly. It's really standard up until about this point. So we have standard Mermail stuff, standard 20-something Mermail cards. Then we have Medium of the Ice Barrier, General Grunar, I don't know if I'm saying that right, of the Ice Barrier, 3 Medallion of the Ice Barrier, 1 Sacred Sword of 7 stars. I thought this card was banned. I think at one point it was. Apparently not anymore. And 2 Trade-in. So, what? That was my first reaction. He comes to the Discord and he's like, I think I figured out Mermail, and he links this. I genuinely thought he was trolling because, Ice Barriers, meme, whatever. But there's some truth to this. So, first off, the first card I'm talking about, Medium of the Ice Barrier. So, this card's actually pretty interesting. I'm surprised I never heard of this card before. So if your opponent controls 4 more cards than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent can only activate 1 spell trap card each turn. Kind of a pseudo Floodgate-like card. You go second, just drop it, and boom. Against Altergeist, you can activate 1 spell trap. Pretty cool. Granted, that 1 spell trap could be Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, whatever, but, still a pretty cool card. This card is a straight brick, though. Not a straight brick. I feel like the term brick has kind of lost its meaning. In a nutshell, I feel like there's 2 types of bricks. There's a straight brick, which is like Genex Controller, which makes your other cards, i.e. Genex Undyne, usable. And there's cards that are kind of bricks, like Run and Tonin, which you don't want to draw, but if you draw it, it's not the end of the world. This card is more like Run and Tonin, so you pretty much just never use this card for anything other than the fact that it's a water and it's a level 8. Level 8 because you can rip it off of Trade-in, and it's a level 7 or higher monster, so you can actually use it with 7 stars, which is essentially just a 3rd copy of Trade-in. I don't know why he's not playing 3 Trade. Actually, I guess the Trade-in could work for Megalo as well, which is interesting. But yeah, then you got the Medallion, which just searches for one of the Ice Barrier cards. So his whole premise was he wanted the deck to be as consistent as possible. So the theory was you have Medallion, so you thin the deck by searching for Medium. If you're going second, you just summon it and have a, again, in theory, if you're going second and you drop it against Altergeist, then you should be able to play into their board a little bit easier because one should be able to activate a bunch of back row. And then you could still draw cards with Sacred Sword and Trade-in. I still don't know how I feel about it. The extra deck is another point of concern I want to talk about. So, Formula Synchron, he did provide me with a replay. It's actually a full 3-set match duel. And Synchron did come up, and there's some... It's pretty interesting. I'll just leave it at that. Everything else is, pretty standard. This card, Hope Harbors, you don't see too much, but, it's not too weird to see. Double Halky Fibrax, I don't understand this. I've seen this in a few lists, and I just don't really get it. Because, okay, so the whole reason why people play this, at least from what I've been explained to, is you use 1 going first. So you do all your shenanigans, summon Jet Synchron, summon Fishwork, whatever you play. And then you stun your opponent, you get all their stuff, and then on your next turn, you summon another Halky Fibrax and go into Boral Sword. Which, okay, I guess that makes sense in a deck like Orcus or whatever, because, Orcus can't really put up big damage without going to the extra deck, while Mermail can. I don't think you need 2 Halky Fibrax, is what I'm trying to say. Whatever. Abyss Alcia, Blackluster Soldier Link, Borreload, Appaloosa, and Boral Sword, which I don't think is necessary in Mermail again, but whatever. So to go with the replay, really quickly. So, first thing I want to mention, he actually lost the die roll, and his opponent made him go first. So keep that in mind. So we're going to play. He opens busted, honestly. He opens completely busted. Diva Teus, another Diva in the back if for whatever reason you need that. Let's just fast forward this. So he does pretty standard play, nothing really too crazy. One thing I did notice, though, is because of the Ice Barrier stuff, I feel like, the deck might be more consistent, but it's definitely less explosive, and you'll be able to see that with his end board here, because he opened Diva Teus, one of the best possible openings, and the end board's good, but it's not, super amazing. You got Moon, you got the Adamantia Synchro to stop Lightning Storm, whatever. Ripping 2 cards. He rolls a 5, 3 times. There's another 5? There's another 5, right? Oh, no, 2 in a row. Goes on Harp Harbinger. Wait, what? I just realized he did that. Hold on. Why did he do that? Maybe he has to clear the board? Just so he has another space? Because I feel like going into Hope Harbinger, when you have the Adamanti out, just like a sidestep, it doesn't really progress your board too much. Interesting. I didn't realize it the first time I saw it. So let's go back to fast forward here. Bring back the Tejas off of gun. Then he goes into this with the scale. Okay, I don't know why the sound just caught up. So basically, what this board was 2 spell negates off of Diva Tejas, and he didn't get interrupted, and he lost the die roll and went first. So take that as you will. He ends up winning. Can I just like skip this the game too? Like he takes, yeah, Hope Harbinger takes that. Okay, he goes to Formula Synchron here, but it doesn't do anything. it doesn't do anything. And he brings out the Ice Barrier card, which is kind of cool because, you know, if his opponent were to set 5, they don't activate 1, but then again, his opponent is playing heroes, so they're not gonna really be doing that in the first place, I guess. So yeah, game 1, just he ends up winning the next turn, I believe, or the turn after that, something like that. Yeah, so he won pretty convincingly. There's really not much his opponent could have done because his opponent just bricked, basically. So he's going second this time now. So he's making his opponent go first. Opponent's playing heroes. Heroes are a deck that I feel like could still go first, you know. I feel like a lot of people see them. Let me pause this before I say this. I feel like a lot of people see heroes similar to Mermail in the sense of, oh, it's going second deck. That's not really the case. You can still put up stuff going first. As you can see, pretty weird hand. You have Gamma Seal to get over the Absolute Zero, which is pretty nice. Moray Agreed to draw onto more stuff. He doesn't activate the Moray Agreed, though. I think it'd be better if I just go to next play, instead of fast forward. Yeah, so he drops the Gamma Seal, tributes the Absolute Zero, drops the medium with the Ice Barrier because he has 4 cards. Kind of cool. Little extender, I guess, at the same time, in a way. And then he summons the gun and goes to battle phase. I don't know why he didn't activate Moray Agreed. I don't know if he couldn't have activated it, if there's something preventing him. But I would have just Moray Agreed, send back the Rodin and probably the Moulin. And if I draw into a Tejas, Diva, or an Eptabis, I'm good. But he doesn't do that, which is really weird. He gets super polyed. I guess maybe he was scared of that. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he thought of a potential play that could have happened that would have screwed him over if he went for Moray Agreed. I don't know. So now going on to game 3, our buddy Celestinos is going first again. Has a pretty similar hand to last game, actually. It's just not good. But he's able to summon Totally Awesome, pretty much, and that's it. Now, one thing that's I've heard conflicting things about, but I'm pretty sure that Celestinos is right in this situation, is can you bounce Swat Frog more than twice? Because if you read the card, at the end it says you only gain this effect once per turn, but I'm 99.9% sure that that once per turn is the extra normal summon, not the bounce, because the bounce is the cost. So in theory, if you wanted to, you could just bounce it back to your hand, discard medium, special again, bounce to your hand, discard Moulin, special again. That's what I'm pretty sure you could do, but I've been told otherwise lately, but I don't know. I haven't heard any official change, what I'm trying to say. So anyway, he pretty much just drops Toad here at the expense of like his entire hand. In Toad set Imperial Order against heroes, that'll probably get you there. Because you flip the Imperial Order, they can't do anything, they attack, you have a negate still, and then you draw an Eptabis, and you just... Eptabis on its own, you just OTK. So this is the only replay he provided me on Dueling Book. He did provide other replays that are on... I'll just put the deck list back up so you can see it. It's on... I don't know what it's on. It's on some other application I don't have downloaded, so I wasn't able to see them. But one thing he did bring up, actually, in this particular build was Pinpoint Landing. So Pinpoint Landing, if exactly one monster special summoned, which, you know, summon Diva, special Eptabis, there you go, one monster special summoned. Oh, that's just from your hand. Hold on. Never mind. So that's pretty much only viable with, like, Tejas and Megalo. You draw 1 card. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's basically Upstart, kinda, sort of. Very situational Upstart because you need Tejas or Megalo, or is there anything else in your hand that you could special like that? Not really. I guess Lapis Dragon? I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this variant because I found it really, really interesting because, yes, it does. I don't want to call it more consistent, but it does deck thin more because, and this is something that I ran into too while trying to make Mermail more consistent, is a lot of times in your efforts to make a deck more consistent, you actually make it less consistent because if you look at this deck, right, this entire... First of all, there's a lot of spells. And pretty much this entire bottom 2 rows, you pretty much don't want to open with, like, any of these cards. Because, like, they don't... If you open it with a combination of any 5 of these cards, you just cannot really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless you get lucky with Moray Agreed. And, I don't know. It's interesting. I think this card is the most interesting out of the entire list, to be honest. I do want to try this list out, but I've been playing Cardfight Vanguard 0 so much that I haven't been messing around with Yu-Gi-Oh too much. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you did think about this variant. I know we just got Dragoon coming out, so Dragoon variants will probably be coming pretty soon. Another buddy in the Discord named Noah, who's come up with tons of combos. Shout out to Noah. He's been linking some Red Dragoon, some Red Dragoon combos, whatever it's called. Dragoon of Red, I just said the name and I forgot it already. I don't know what's wrong with me. So do you want to try that out with Muddy Mud Dragon, stuff like that? Either way, I'm rambling. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all next time. And bye-bye.